I'm breathing in the air, saying thank you for la mer. Breathe, breathe in the air. Yes, it's a happy day. And this is in English. I'm I'm here with my little camping car. My bicycle's inside today because anyway. And I'm right here by the beautiful seaside. Merci la vie. Look at this guy skipping along. Absolutely doop 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 doop. Wow, fun. Wow. 20-meter leash for a 2-meter. How dignified is this? Because a human has to clean up after. Come on. What kind of people are we doing nowadays? What happened, people? Where's our dignity? Where is our dignity? Stick with people. Stick with people. Oh my gosh. Oh well. So I am on my 5th day of Ramadan. I'm doing, I live in France. I live in, at the beach, French Riviera, in the south of France. And it's a wonderful, wonderful thing for me because I love France. Now, I grew up in Southern California and we had a heck of a lot of Mexicans, okay? Actually, every year we had more and more and more when I grew up. And as I grew up and there were more and more and more Mexicans, and I finally left and came to Europe. I'm just getting inside my little vehicle because I don't know how much wind there is, but if you tiens, bonjour, hello. It's great, thank you. Bonjour, libre penseur, hello. I'm doing this transmission in English, but as I was saying, when I got to France and saw that there were what they call, Arabs or Muslims or whatever. I mean, I went on from California at one point after living in Europe, but I did, or whatever, it doesn't matter. To say, I did almost spend a year in Mexico. I spent 5 months in Central America. I spent, over a year in South America. I love the whole Latino culture. And I know in America it's not cool necessarily because there's this underlying, problematique. So there's an underlying thing that goes on with people where, I don't know, for whatever reason, it's just human nature. We have to put down another group to make our group feel better. We put down other people to make ourselves feel better. And the same thing happens in France. So they have, like in California, we had Mexicans, and I like them all. Well, over here in France, they have, North Africans, which is the same thing. It's the immigrant worker class, whatever you want to call it. I don't see it as a bad thing. I'm just a realist. I think that if we get rid of all the borders, take away all the passports, 90% of people are going to stay where they grew up anyway. People are just not that adventurous. And as long as everything is hunky-dory at home, well, they don't need to move on. So anyway, living in France, of course, there is a lot of Muslim, Islamic, however we want to call it. I like to use the nice terms, but since a lot of people have a bad connotation with it, they don't understand that I'm just speaking about, I see rocks and stones and pebbles on the beach. And since we don't have a bad connotation of that, it's okay to say rocks and stones and pebbles. But when people have a whole a priori on something, when they have a whole prejudice on whatever, if I say Muslims or Arabs or whatever, and I can never use the right word, right? So I like them. They're human beings. We're all human beings. We're all just trying to get along. So anyway, it's the period of Ramadan, and this is the 5th day, and I'm on my 5th day of having absolutely nothing to drink or nothing to eat until after sunset. So I'm very blessed because here on the French Riviera, the sun actually sets right out there where I am, right out there on the water. The sun sets on the water, and it's beautiful. And look at how beautiful the water is out there. It's beautiful. It's blue. This is the Côte d'Azur, as we say in French, the French Riviera. It's beautiful and it's blue and I love it. And I also love that I can go swimming inside there with my eyes open because the water is so lucid, limpid, and clear. And I love that. And I have people tell me all the time, oh, why don't you go to the Atlantic side? Well, because I can't do that. Because I cannot just open my eyes in the water like I like to do. So thankfully, I'm here on the French Riviera with the blue skies and the blue seas. And I am thankful. So if we can do some things as a basic, just like a base, a baseline, a basic elemental structure, like our environment, for example, our surroundings, if we could set ourselves up to where we actually love, like, appreciate something, it helps us to have a better life. And that's what I'm about. I'm just like the poster boy of joy. Thank you so much. I'm just a man, but who is thankfully enjoying life. And I just would like to see other people enjoy it as well. So I'm trying to spread some nice vibes, some good words or whatever. I have been doing good, positive vibe YouTube videos for 16 years. As a matter of fact, this is my 669th video. 669 videos in 16 years. I know that's not a lot, but guess what? It's a heck of a lot more than a lot of people. And of the 669 videos, I'm guessing 630, 40, 50 of them, 650, 95% of them are always positive. That's what I'm about. I'm about enjoying life and positivity and spreading good vibes. So that's what I do. And I do this in French every Tuesday and Friday at 11:11. I started this transmission today at 11:11. Today's Wednesday. I am trying to see if I could get back some of my English audience, my Anglophones. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to go into the commentaries, and the commentaries are always fun. Anyway, I've got Livre Penseur, who comes a lot onto my channel on Tuesdays and Fridays at 11:11 when I do my French transmissions. So thank you, Livre Penseur. Alors, I see someone called Hlialaxta. Hi, what's your opinion on capitalism? Well, I think more in historical terms. So I know I'm living in this time period, and I like to try and be as much in the now and the moment and this instant as possible. For me, capitalism allowed me to have this bicycle, to have this camping car, without having to go out and build everything myself. That's capitalism. Capitalism allows you to look at my video right now without having to go and source everything. So I'm a realist. It's there. I appreciate it. If it wasn't there and I had to go live on the beach with no clothing, no shoes or whatever, I'd be happy with that too. And then I would probably go have to, kill a sanglier myself to get the skin to be able to stay warm. You see what I'm saying? So I'm a realist. So I don't care about communism, capitalism, or socialism. The communist China are more capitalist than the Americans. The Russians are super capitalist and we call them communist. So you live in socialist France, which is actually probably a little bit more capitalist than you think, and it's also more communist than you think. And as far as socialism goes, well, there are all sorts of choices. I'm not spitting on anything. I'm not saying anything bad about anything. I'm just appreciating what is. So I appreciate what is. If we're in a capitalist world, I say thank you, because it does afford an awful lot of luxuries. I hope that answers your question. Livre Penseur. I love this. Protonic speaking every day. It's good for my spirit. Yeah. And yes, I have that book, Protonic Speaking, in French, in Spanish, or in English. Enjoy yourself. Alors, Alicia, oof, I love you. Oh, thank you. I love me too. 3 people, 3 likes, 9 minutes, and 36 seconds. That's a beautiful thing. Les femmes sont toujours en train de parler au téléphone. C'est génial. The women, it's almost impossible to see. I love the French. I love the French women. But it's almost impossible to see a French lady walk down the street not being on the phone or on the texto or on a dog. Look, it's a crazy thing. they've all got their dogs or their telephones, or this dog thing is just getting absolutely bonkers. We're getting out of hand here with all the dog stuff. Yesterday, I literally saw two. Okay, it's not the Saint Bernard, but it's like the next one down. I don't know what these things are called. They're dogs, right? But huge, huge, like Saint Bernard, but brown, almost the same size, huge, and like thicker because they had a lot of wool and everything. Two of them at a dinner, at a lunch table. Okay, it was lunchtime, but at a lunch table. Come on, people. We don't need to be bringing animals to food places. You realize they live 7 times faster than we do? 7 times faster. And when they're sitting there waiting for your little scraps, they're waiting 7 times as long. Imagine if the waiter said, oh, sorry, today is dog day. And so you'll be waiting 7 times longer to get your plate. As a matter of fact, you have to wait 7 times longer between each bite. What the? Come on, people, wake up. Everyone knows that a dog lives 7 times faster. Oh, wait, let me translate that. For every one of our years, they live 7 years, which means they live in 7 years faster. People don't look at it that way. They say it the other way so they feel better about themselves. They're living 7 years faster. They're living 7 years faster. Hello, wake up. They're living 7 years faster. So whatever you're doing to them, do it times 7 for yourself. If you have to go to work for 8 hours, go for 56 hours now, okay? Because that's what your dog's doing. If you're only 8 hours a day. Hey, comment va? Et toi, la vie est belle? Merci, Kadir. Ciao. Oh, I love seeing my French friends when they go by. Oh, that's cool. He's looking good today. He's having a good day. Good for him. Anyway, Alisa, oof, I love you. That's the first time I think anyone's ever told me they love me on this thing. Hidia Lax, do you think that the access we have to technologies is caused by the proletariat's work, people effort, and not capitalism? My friend, I think we live in a matrix. So I think that there are these things called NPCs, non-player consciously, as in they say there's 8 billion of us on the planet. 8 billion of us on the planet. I don't know how many there really are. How many have I met? I don't know. How many are really like zombies or not real? I don't know. I really would love to think that we're in a super realistic reality where everything is absolutely 100% true. But from there we go into conspiracy theory. We go into capitalism, as you just mentioned. We go into all sorts of crazy stuff. So I hear what you're saying, but I also know that we could all pull ourselves up by our boots and we could all change our lives if we want to. But it's easy to stay there in complaining mode and point the finger at someone else instead of looking in the mirror and saying, hey, how can I change? How can I improve? So my question to you then is, what is it that you are doing for this amazing world that we live in? And have you lived in any foreign countries? How many countries have you gone to visit? How many times have you walked across the border? I started in the central of France. There's a place called the Puy-en-Velay, and I walked for 2 months. And I got to the seaside after Saint-Jacques-de-Compostelle, Santiago de Compostela. So I did that by foot, where I walked every day and slept under the stars. I hear what you're saying, dude, but I'm not in complaining mode. I'm into realism, but I also see the changes that are happening. And I see, like I said, all the French women are either attached to a dog or they're talking on the phone when they come by. But I see that, but then I say, no, I'm going to concentrate on the beautiful sea. You see what I'm saying? So I try and look at the beauty of life. Sasha, coucou, vous faites quoi? I'm doing a phrase, YouTube live in English. I do my Tuesdays and Fridays in French, but on Wednesdays I'm testing to see if English is working. Kanaki Bordel. Kanaki Bordel. That's a fun name. You are the double of Jesus Christ. Okay, well, thank you so much. I'm just a man, enjoying my caravan. I've got Ad Deraman. Bonjour, monsieur. Eh bien, bonjour. Bon Ramadan, si c'est le cas. So I'm just enjoying life here on the French Riviera. And I see all sorts of crazy things that are going on with life. I see, where's my, look at, Helialax? Watch this. Look at, when I grew up, we did not wear helmets. But there's this thing called the lobby. There's these things called marketers, lobbies, etc., that make people have to wear little helmets and sunglasses and all sorts of crazy stuff instead of just letting them be natural. Everyone's wearing a hat, or they've got I mean, not everyone, but just so many people are wearing hats, sunglasses, all this protection just to make sure because they're afraid of this, that, or whatever. Look at, it's crazy. Instead of just being natural, people are all buying all this crap. So, hey, it's part of the deal, dude. It's just part of the deal. Anyway, I'm loving the sea and I'm saying thankful. So I'm in a 1981 Mercedes Westfalia James Cook edition of a camping car. Alors, I'm sorry I can't read it exactly, but it's Hlylaxt. Heliaxt. Okay, sorry. Pointing with rationality some negative point in our existence to improve them isn't complaining mode. I agree with some points of yours, but we have to keep a critical view. Realism. No, I'm not arguing at all. No. You're right. That's right. It's right. It's all good. What I'm saying from me, in my reality, in my algorithm, I just look at it to keep myself sane, so to speak. I just tell myself that I'm in a matrix, so everything I see is normal. You see what I'm saying? It's just normal. Afterwards, I can point out things that I'm like, that's kind of crazy. I just see how the pendulum swings back and forth. 100 years ago, people were having 10 kids, and now they're having like one. Or dogs. I see so many, I live in France, man. We have beautiful women here. I see so many beautiful women with a dog instead of a man and child. Not that they have to have a man and child, but since I grew up with that, and there are 4 of us children in my family, I love lots of children. I love big families and stuff like that. Oh, wonderful. Look at 3 kids. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at, there's 3 kids here. Look at, I just said that. Now there's a family walking by with 3 kids. See, now that is beautiful. That is wonderful. I think that is beautiful. So see, I'm not necessarily critiquing. I'm seeing what I'm saying, okay? But I love that. I think that is wonderful. I see, look at a beautiful little family with 3 French kids. That's awesome. That's wonderful. I think that's cool. That's cool. I'm just saying that we're getting a little carried away with the dog stuff because I have allergies. Look at my skin. I have allergies. I'm allergic to dog hairs and cat hairs and pollen. And my nose is like constantly running because it's almost springtime, so the pollen's coming. But going to a restaurant and there's dogs around, that's not cool, especially since they're always shaking and moving and they do all this stuff and these dog hairs are going up. I mean, literally dog hairs going into people's plates. Come on. Let's talk about hygiene, right? You know what I'm saying? It's easier to think into the matrix. Okay, this is Heliax again. Ignorance or denial. You're taking the blue pill. Understand much more if your opinions. You have not answered my question, my friend. Have you ever lived in a foreign country? I've lived in 10, thanks to my own personal choices, just because I wanted to. I just got done living a year and a half in Spain. 5 years ago, more or less, I lived for a year in the Netherlands. I've lived in India. I've lived in Brazil. I've lived in Mexico. I've lived in France, Italy, Spain, Germany, the UK, the Netherlands, Denmark. I lived in Denmark. So I hear what you're saying, my friend. So I would argue that I'm taking the blue pill. Let me ask you one more question. During the whole 2020 scenario, you know what I mean? The whole 2020 scenario, for not saying some of these words. You're looking at a man that was in 6 different countries, and there are no countries that have, there's cameras everywhere, right? And there are no cameras that show me wearing that. Okay? How's that for fun? So, no, my friend, I would argue that I am the red pill. You might take one. I am. I live it. I live it. I live it. So I don't know where you live, and you haven't answered my question. I've answered your questions. I would love for you to answer me a couple of questions. Have you ever traveled longer than a year outside of your country? Have you ever lived in a foreign country? Literally rented a place out in a foreign country to go see how things are elsewhere as opposed to what you get to see on the screens? Just a question. And sure, you could accuse me of taking the blue pill. I like the purple pill. I take the blue pill when I need to take the blue pill, and I take the red pill when I need to take the red pill. You know what I mean? Trust me, I've had some. I had a scary moment in Spain. I had 3 cops in front of me. They're all armed, and they ain't cool. They are not nice. Like the French cops are nice, actually. They really are nice. We can smile at them. We can talk to them. Spanish cops, remember, they just came out of the whole. What's that guy's? The dictator. What was God? I want to say Mussolini, but it ain't Mussolini. Franco. They came out of the Franco period. Cops in Spain are tough. They don't smile. They're badass. I had 3 of them in front of me telling me to put on the mask. And guess what? I did not do it. They had guns. They could have shot me. Fortunately, they didn't. So I understand what you're saying about red pills and blue pills. And I'm glad that you know there's a difference. But I would love to hear your stories on how you lived in a foreign country. You lived in 6 countries, Eurasia and Africa. That's amazing. Then we should be having the same vibe, man. We should be talking the same stuff. You see this long hair? Huh? Do I look like I fit into society? Come on, bro. Come on, man. Come on. I hear what you're saying. It's easy to use capitalism as a scapegoat. But realistically, if you got to these other countries, how did you get there? Because the proletariats built the airplanes that took you there, or they built the cars that took you there. It's just part of the deal, man. It's part of the deal. It's part of the deal. Anyway, I bless you. I hope everything, and I think that's wonderful. You've lived in foreign countries. Good for you. And Eurasia. Wow, that's cool. I loved India, man. I went to Brazil 6 different times. Thankfully, always with an airplane. I've been to India 4 times. I love India. I love Brazil. I've been to the African continent so many times, but never Black Africa. Always I don't know why. Like if we look at Africa like an upside down triangle, I've been to the corners and South Africa. I actually finished writing my first book in South Africa. I rented an apartment down there. It was amazing. It was fabulous. So yeah, I mean, I just deal with what is. I mean, I prefer to just enjoy life. Anyway, I wish you all the best. It's a pleasure to connect. Thank you for coming on to my channel. I don't know if you speak English or not, and I don't know where you are right now, but I really do wish you all the best. I like the fact that you're conscious, but it's the use of this knowledge that I don't understand. I believe and give my life for the next revolution. Break the exploitation system. I hear what you're saying, my friend, but if you study history, go back to the Anunnaki, go back and read Zechariah Sitchin and all of this stuff that's come out of the Emerald Tablets from Thoth. That's like, 30,000 years ago. Go check out the Anunnaki, which is 800,000 years ago. Go check out Tartaria, Atlantis. There has always been a hierarchy. And if there's a hierarchy, there are some people on the bottom, and there are some people that can climb to the top. And the whole point of life is, when I look at life, is I figure men are born in the bottom of the valley. Women are born at the top of the mountain. Life is not fair. For a man to become a man, he has to construct himself. He has to build himself up. He has to be able to take on many, many challenges. There's a great thing going around a while back about a real man. He can change a diaper. He can write a sonnet. He can, what was the other thing? He can build a house. He can do this. He can do that. He can do the other. I think that's fun to be able to do a whole bunch of different things and to live a bunch of different experiences. But in my eyes, men have to build themselves up. And women already start out as like princesses on the top of the mountain. And they, unfortunately, with time, they start going down. Now, I've known some exceptions in both directions, okay? I have a great friend in California. She's over 80, and she is just amazing. I've got friends here. I haven't seen her in a while. She's 91 last time I saw her, and I haven't seen her for a while, so I don't know. I have another friend that's 92, and she's amazing. I come up and give them a nice little hug, very delicately, because you can feel that their bone structure is not the same anymore. So anyway, I like the fact that you're conscious. Thank you. So thank you too. We need a change. I agree we need change, but revolution is just so, it's so dirty. And I mean, I don't know if you have you ever watched the film Jupiter Ascending? It's by the same Matrix dudes, you know, the Wachowski brothers, sisters, whatever we want to call them. They did Jupiter Ascending as well, which was an amazing, oh my gosh, absolutely amazing film. And I don't think violence is the answer. I'm not Gandhi, but I do believe that there are peaceful ways that we can protest somehow. And I get it. Somehow we should, but in the end, because we're not conscious enough, we change one system for the other, but it's all the same system that's still trying to govern us, and it ain't cool. Isaiah! Aïssa! Et toi? Sorry. He's probably going to come talk to me. Anyway, so anyway, it's a pleasure to connect with you. I really wish you the best, and if we can find a peaceful solution, or just accept. I mean, there's a huge thing about acceptance and forgiving. It's good for us. It allows us to breathe freer and stuff like that. So my friend's coming over. I'm going to go ahead and say thank you. Also, I will see you on Friday, between here and Friday at 11:11. Thank you so much. Be the gift. I'm Ravi. Je suis Ravi. Cherche tes dons d'essence. Ensemble, on éteint l'éveil. Et on se voit d'ici mardi ou vendredi. Mardi et vendredi 11h11. Toi aussi. Thank you, and have a beautiful day.